It's 3 a.m., you're wide awake. By 3 p.m., you can't keep your eyes open. That's not just bad sleep and low energy, that's inflammation running your day. And the worst part is if you've tried eating better, sleeping more, cutting out all the foods they told you to cut out, and nothing changes. I'm Nancy Mott, physical therapist and autoimmune freedom coach, and after 20 years working with women whose bodies were doing exactly this, I can tell you this is not a food problem, and it's not an age problem. It's a cycle, a very specific hormonal and nervous system loop. And once you understand what's actually driving it, breaking it becomes possible in a way no diet ever could. And that's what I'm going to break down for you today. I'm going to break down first what's happening in your body with all these energy swings. Your body's not just tired, it's cortisol resistant. And knowing this changes everything. The thing about cortisol is it's probably the opposite of what you've been told, because most advice says your problem is high cortisol and you can lower it by meditating more, cutting out coffee, taking supplements. Maybe you've tried all that and you're still waking up at 3 a.m., still crashing at 3 p.m. and still inflamed all day. And here's why. That advice is aimed at the wrong problem. Your issue isn't that cortisol is too high, it's that your body has stopped listening to it. So when you live under chronic stress for long enough, not one big event, but years of overgiving, overperforming, pushing through exhaustion, doing it all, your cells adapt to this new normal and they start tuning cortisol out. Think of it like a neighbor who knocks on your door every single day. Eventually, you stop answering, but your body still does the same thing. So cortisol is still being produced, but your cells stop responding. And here's why this matters. Cortisol isn't just a stress hormone. It's also your body's natural anti-inflammatory signal. It tells your immune system you can calm down now. But if your cells aren't receiving that message, your immune system never gets to calm down. So inflammation keeps running even when you're at rest, even when you're doing everything right. This is not your body failing. This is your body adapting to years of survival mode. So how cortisol works is when you go to sleep, you'll stay sleeping until you get enough of a cortisol because the cortisol level starts to rise, and then that will be enough to get you up and out of bed. And then it rises and then falls. That's the point of cortisol. I have clients all the time that tell me that their labs are normal, but they still have this energy problem. And what I tell them is this: it's great to have normal lab results because it means that you're not to the point where that is irreversible. And even if your labs weren't normal, it's often reversible still. But it means that there's small changes we can make that could make a big difference. I had a client who came to me recently and said, Nancy, I get what you're saying. I still wake up at 3 a.m., still crash at 3 p.m. And my doctor just keeps giving me more sleeping pills at night and more stimulants to wake me up in the morning. And I could see what that's doing to her body. This constant push-pull with these signals from the medications are creating more inflammation. And so we had to learn to work on correcting the signals that she was getting from her body. And that means that you have to start giving your body proper signals to know when to go to sleep and know when to wake up. Because if you don't learn to give your body those signals, you're going to rely on these medications to do the work for you. As long as you're relying on medications to do the work for you, your body gets weaker and weaker and it doesn't respond to the natural signals that our body can actually send. Hope that makes sense. Because if you have this problem where you're awake in the middle of the night and you crash in the middle of the day, it's actually the same problem. So if we connect the dots, because 3 a.m. wake up and the 3 p.m. crash are not separate issues. They're the same loop, just showing up at different times. So around 2 to 4 a.m., your body is supposed to gently increase cortisol to wake you up. But if your cells aren't responding properly, your body activates a backup system. It releases stored glucose. Blood sugar rises, insulin spikes, and that spike is enough to wake you up. Suddenly, you're alert. Your mind is on, your body feels tired, but your mind feels wired. You're still exhausted. You can't do anything productive at this time, so your mind starts racing. Nothing's wrong with you, it's just that your backup system just kicked in. So if you fast forward to 3 p.m., by then your blood sugar has already crashed, and you've been running on stress hormones and caffeine all morning, and your body tries to send another cortisol signal to carry you through the afternoon. But again, your cells don't receive it because it's immune to this cortisol signal, so you hit the wall. So this is where you might feel the brain fog, the heavy fatigue, the no focus. And what do you reach for? Coffee, sugar, quick snack, which spikes your blood sugar levels again. And this fuels inflammation again and resets the entire loop for tonight. So this is not random. It's a predictable cycle your body has been running on for years. And once you see it, you can start to interrupt it. So I had a client who this happened to all the time. And this is a very, very common problem. What she had to learn is that she was trying to regulate the cycle with food. She thought that if she ate more anti-inflammatory foods, it would regulate it. But what she actually had to learn to do was to regulate her nervous system throughout the day so that she would get the natural rise and fall of the cortisol levels and she would be able to respond to it. Because she had so much anxiety and she was responding to other fires throughout the day, she was so busy putting out fires in her life and saving everybody in her life that she wasn't responding to the cortisol levels. So the solution in this case is to regulate your nervous system so you can tune into your body and your body will naturally respond to the cortisol if you're actually giving yourself that break that it needs. So I hope that makes sense. And if you're sitting here thinking, okay, I see the cycle, but how do I actually start breaking it? This is exactly what my free Autoimmune Freedom Workshop is designed to help you do. It's not an information video. This workshop is designed to give you the exact strategy that helps all my clients, and it can help you too. So if you're committed to breaking this inflammatory cycle and seeing sustainable changes, and you know that there's something in you that knows that you can't keep living like this and you deserve a life where you have more energy, more vitality, and you feel more like yourself, then tap the link below and join the workshop. Now, let's get back to what this inflammatory energy cycle is doing to your body every single day. This problem right here explains why we hold on to visceral fat. And this isn't a willpower problem. And this is the part that frustrates so many women, because sometimes we're holding on to more belly fat than we would like to have. And we try to clean up our diet or exercise, and that doesn't change anything. So if you watch the other video I did about why all weight loss diets fail, then you'll understand diets don't work. And we know this. But today you're learning that it fails because your body's in a state of stress. And if you're in a state of stress, then your body will keep holding on to fat because fat is our energy reserve. And fats also contains a hormone called leptin. And leptin's job is to tell your brain, we have enough energy. It's safe to burn fat. But in a body dealing with cortisol resistance and blood sugar instability, leptin resistance develops too. So your body stops responding to leptin. So therefore, if your fat cells are sending the signal and your brain isn't receiving it, your brain believes you are in an energy shortage, and a body that thinks it's starving does not burn fat. It stores it, especially around your abdomen, because that fat is quick access energy. Here's the hard truth most people never tell you. A belly fat is not just stored energy. It's also inflammatory. We also hold on to toxins in our fat. It feeds the very inflammation your body is trying to protect you from. So now you're stuck in another loop. Your body stores fat to conserve energy to stay safe. You don't respond to the fat hormones that our body produces, and therefore you produce more fat that creates more inflammation, which makes your body feel less safe. So you get the point. This isn't a willpower problem. It means that you're living in survival. And the way out isn't more restriction. It's creating safety in your body again. Because when your body feels safe, it finally lets go. And it can finally respond to our hormones, because the reason we have hormones is because when it goes up, it's telling our body to do something. If it goes down, it's also telling our body to do something. Like cortisol. When cortisol goes up, it means, okay, get your stuff into gear. We're going into action. When it starts to drop, that means, okay, it's safe. Put your swords down. We don't have to protect anymore. But because we don't respond to cortisol when you're always in a state of threat or inflammation, then nothing works. So I hope this video helped you finally see what's been running in your body and why you're waking up at 3 a.m. and why you feel like you need to sleep by 3 p.m. So I'd love to give you 2 next steps. So first, take the free inflammation indicator test that I created. It takes just about 5 minutes, and it will show you the real root patterns driving your fatigue, your inflammation, and your symptoms, not just the surface level guesses. And if you see the root causes and you're committed to real lasting change where you have more energy, more joy, more freedom in your life, and you'd like more guided support on how to get there, then you can book a free activation call. I hope this video helped you see things in a different way. If it did, please do me a favor. If you haven't already, subscribe, because that really means a lot to me and it helps me to create more content like this, because I'm here to support you in your journey of feeling better in your body and feeling more like yourself. So thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.